Today we are reading Am I the A-Hole Post. Now, honestly, I feel like for most of these, y'all are not gonna agree on my freaking opinion, and that's okay. That's okay. Just put it down in the comments. We can have an argument over it, okay? Because I'm always right. I'm always right. Okay, first story. Am I the a-hole for doing a group Halloween costume with my stepdaughters that their mother don't approve of? I'm gonna say not the a-hole, but let's see, because they're always low-key the assholes and I'm always wrong. So here we go. I, 35 female, am the stepmother to two lovely 10-year-old twin daughters who I adore. I have been married to their father, 38 male, for 5 years, and we dated for 2 years before that. I consider myself very close to them, and we always have fun whenever they stay with me and their father. They recently asked what kinds of movies I watched when I was their age, so it led me to digging out some old classics, most notably The Parent Trap. Of all of the older movies I showed them, this was their favorite. I think they got a kick out of seeing a movie about twins. They even delighted in the fact that in their options, I look like Maribeth Blake. It's the hair. I think there's no way I'm as gorgeous as whatever her name is. I can't say that. Elaine Hendricks. It has become an inside joke of us, with me often putting on her voice and acting the part, while they fall into hysterical giggles. My husband has even gotten into it and playing the clueless Nick when we get into a playful spirit. The girls are staying with us for Halloween. They alternate when it's holidays, and whoever has them for Halloween is in charge of the costumes. The girls asked if I would do a group costume with them, and I was touched and told them of course, and asked them what they wanted to do. I should have seen it coming, but they wanted to do The Parent Trap, with me and them as the girls and me as Meredith. I found it harmless and agreed. My husband found it funny, and he even said he'd dress as Nick then. I got a call from their mother today telling me she'd heard of the costume and didn't approve, that she felt it was inappropriate. I was at first touched and assumed she was worried about their stepmother being portrayed as a wicked gold digger, and told her it was fine and it was just an inside joke that they had. That wasn't the issue. She didn't think it was appropriate for me to do a group costume with her daughters at all, and that it was clearly lazy and I was forcing it, else why would her daughters want to do a costume from an old movie? I got rather upset, but tried to stay calm on the phone, and I told her she might not approve, but it was harmless and I'd been in the girl's life for 7 years at this point. My husband, who was in the room during the call, could see I was getting upset, so he took the phone off and began to get into it with his ex-wife, telling her she could have had all these issues she wanted, but it was entirely proper costume for their age, and it had been the girls who suggested it, reminding her it was up to him what they dressed as this year and he'd approve of it. I got him to calm down as he was getting upset, and the phone call ended rather tersely. I just feel awful about this whole thing, and I wonder if I should have just bow out of matching the girls in the costume, if it would prevent further problems. I just know this will be a bigger thing down the line. First of all, no, you're not the asshole. Checking Reddit, they also agree that she's not the asshole. I'm like, your daughters, like, okay, when people go through a divorce, it is so fortunate for kids when they get a good step parent. Okay, because oftentimes that's not what happens. Oftentimes it's a whole ruckus, it's a whole mess. They come into their life and try to change everything. And this might be what the mom is feeling. I think the mom is just jealous that her kids didn't ask her for a group costume, probably like previous years. Like, because the stepmother is clearly bonding with the kids in a way that the mom clearly probably hasn't, especially if the kids want to do a group costume with the stepmom. Because, okay, a hot take, like, my stepdad is my dad, okay? He's my dad. He's not my stepdad. He's my dad, okay? Because he took care of me. He's the one I have a connection with. He's the one I watch horror movies with. He's my father. He's my dad. But I do have a biological parent. And it's a lot different than in this scenario, because in this scenario, like, they're divorced and they have shared custody, okay? But, or I don't know if they have shared custody. I'm not sure if that was disclosed, but they at least have it where they switch off for holidays. My father is like in my life maybe once a year, you know, like that type of vibe. He's always trying to, like, when I was younger, like, even now, like, he tries to come back into my life, but it's very hard because, like, drugs and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's very difficult for him to come back into my life. But, like, he's not my father. If anything, he's, like, some crazy, like, he's just some, like, he's my dad biologically, but, like, he's more of, like, someone that's a part of my family that I am close to. Yes, he is biologically my father, but my stepdad is my father, you know? And it, like, has me thinking, like, maybe the mom feels like she doesn't have as good of a connect, because I think the mom is a single parent at this point, and maybe she feels like she doesn't have as much of a connection to the kids as, like, the stepmother does, because the stepmom can be the fun little, like, thing, while the mom probably has to be more strict, and she's, like, the one being strict, you know, and the stepmom gets to kind of be, like, the fun parent, you know? And I feel like being a single parent is, like, hard to manage, even, like, in a divorce situation where it's like my ex-husband has someone and I don't, and, like, you're, like, the same, because it wasn't disclosed if she does have someone or not, but, like, I'm assuming she's probably a single parent that has to, like, kind of be the mean parent, you know, because, like, I'm not sure if it's just shared custody or weekend, but, like, they switch off holidays, and it's like she probably has to be the mean parent in the situations. And so, like, for her kids to bond with the stepmother and not her, you know, in a way, like, I don't think she probably wouldn't be reacting like this if they wanted a group costume with their mom, but, like, it doesn't seem like they've asked for a group costume with their mom, and, like, the stepmom has shared such a important part of her own childhood with them, and they adore it and want to spend more time with her, but, like, the mom is just like, why don't you want to spend as much time with me? I don't know, I think I'm rambling, but I'm sorry. Okay, let's read some of the comments. Not the a-hole. The girl's mother isn't upset about the costume. She's upset that their daughters love you enough to want to do a group costume with you. This is 100% about her own jealousy and insecurity. Don't back down. The girls asked you, and it would hurt them if you pulled out now because their mom threw a fit. I honestly agree 100%. Like, I just think it's more of, like, a jealousy thing. Like, the girls probably didn't want to do a group costume with their mom, because, like, just because Halloween is, like, one day doesn't mean you can't do, like, multiple costumes, you know? Like, there's events leading up to Halloween usually. Like, it's not just Halloween night that's Halloween. It's usually, like, a Halloween week of, like, parties and stuff, and they're kids. Like, there's probably, like, trunk or treats you could take them to, and the mom, if she really wanted that deep connection with them, could have done a group costume with them a different day. Like, Halloween for kids shouldn't just be Halloween. It should be, like, a multiple type thing. There should be trunk or treats, and then you go to the actual trick or treat. Like, you should be having a full festive fun, a movie night. Like, Halloween is meant to be fun. Update. Am I the asshole for doing a group costume with my stepdaughters that their mother doesn't approve of? Well, it's a sorry, I can't read. Well, Halloween is officially over, and I thought I'd give an update, but before I forgot. Firstly, I've seen a lot of people wondering if I was the reason my husband and his ex split up, and I'd like to clear the air right now. No, they split up when the girls were 2. I came into the picture a year later. Things came to a bit of a head when one of the girls visits before Halloween. I pulled their mother aside to talk about Halloween. I told her that I understood she might have mixed feelings about this, but the girls wanted to do it and I didn't want to let them down. Besides, it was their father's holiday and he was in charge of their costumes as per their agreement for whoever had them on Halloween. I asked her if there was anything I could do to make this more tolerable for her, as this wasn't doing the girls any favors. She ended up telling me that no, there was nothing I could do, as she didn't approve of it at all, and it wasn't appropriate for me to do a group costume with them, as I'm only their stepmother. Oh, I hate that stereotype. I hate that stereotype where the wife is just being a complete bitch, or like the other parent is just being a complete bitch to the step parent, because like a step parent comes into a child's life. Okay. And yes, I know not all people have good experiences with their step parent or whatever. Like at first, me and my stepdad were like definitely not, on the same page. But now I've grown up. He's grown to see my perspective. I've grown to see his, and he's my father. He's my dad, And it's like step parents have such a hard job just in general because you're expected to go through like daily life with a new, like, you're basically walking into a family. You're walking into a family. You didn't have time to adjust. They didn't have time to adjust to you. Even if you like spent years with them and stuff, it's like there's not a lot of time to adjust when you're a step parent. You kind of just have to go in raw and become a parent, for a kid that isn't yours. A kid that is honestly cold-heartedly not yours. And you have to step up and be a parent. And even if you're a stepmom and the other parent is in the picture, like the mom and dad are both in the picture for the kid, you still have to step up as an authority figure, as a parent for that child. Like, you can't ignore their existence. That's part of getting married to a parent that is divorced or widowed or anything. It's just like you have to step up as a parent. And to be like, you're only their stepmom, I hate when people do that, because it's like, no, they're just as important to the child's well-being, especially if the child is like, at the time when OP like came into their life, they were both 3 years old. And it's like, your children are 3. They grew up quite literally with this as their step parent. That's one of their parents. Okay, it's not replacing you, it's adding another figure, it's adding another person to the equation. And it's just like, don't be a bitch, okay? Because only the stepmom, clearly your kids think way more of her than a stepmom if they're asking her to do a group costume with them, and clearly they want to spend more time with her than they do you. Because you wouldn't be having a problem if the kids showed as much interest in you as they did her. Okay, period. I'm sorry, I'm getting heated. Even if I've been in their life for 7 years at this point, she then suggested I only want to do this in the first place because I'm using her daughters as a filler as I'm unable to have my own children. Oh, you want to talk about mothers?
Oh my God, you want to talk about mothers?
Oh, you want to talk about mothers? Okay, I can play this game. You're OP, you're not the asshole. That mom is the asshole, and fight for full custody. I'm sorry, if you are a parent, oh, I'm getting heated. It's the first story, and I'm already like, it's already such a long video because it's the first story and I'm already heated. First of all, if you are a parent and you don't have the emotional maturity, especially in a situation where you're divorced and then there's a stepmom or a stepdad involved, and you're not emotionally mature enough to be civil with that other person for the sake of your children, be mature and actually find solutions to each other. I can see why y'all got divorced. I'm assuming he divorced you, babe. Like, let me hold your hand when I say this. You don't deserve to be a parent. You just don't. If you cannot sit there, have an open mind, and put your own worries aside for the sake of your children, then you don't deserve to be a parent. You just don't. Like, okay, my stepdad, he came from a redneck family, okay? Married into a very diverse, my mom is Mexican, I'm Mexican and African American. My twin brother is also Mexican and African American. He married into this family, okay? And this family is also very diverse. I have a step-grandpa, technically, but he is my grandpa. We have family in Mexico. I have family in Louisiana. It's just a whole damn mess, okay? I have family everywhere. And he, like, came in, and, he's Republican. I'm the most artsy, probably, like, freaking independent type of human being on the planet. I wouldn't call myself liberal, but, I'm independent. And I just have very hot takes. He has very hot takes. We're both very set in our ways. And I'm gay, I'm LGBT. And we both had to put our own issues aside for the sake of us, and we find common ground. We do talk about those discussions, but we can both see each other's sides equally, and I think we both needed to be in each other's life to show that there is another side to things. There is another perspective to things. There is another viewpoint in things. And it's like, as a parent, I think you have to have that ability to listen to people and to see other sides, because your child is not going to grow up to be like you. That's just not the case. And it's like, you have to be able to have other viewpoints, and even if you are upset about something, you have to be able to resolve that. Okay, even if you're upset about the group costume, you have to be able to tolerate it, be like, okay, it's fine, I'll get the girls another costume where they can be a group costume with me, and I think that would make me feel better, and admit that this is rooting from jealousy. Anyway, this got me. I've had 3 miscarriages over my marriage, one of which the girls know, and by the extension, their mother knew as well. And I thought I was past the danger point when I told them. I told her she was being ridiculous and I wasn't going to talk about this with her anymore. After the girls left, I broke down crying a little, as having a miscarriage thrown in my face like that hurt, and the implication that I only want to be close to the girls because I couldn't have my own children was so wrong. When my husband found out what she'd told me, he ended up calling his ex and asking her where she got off being so cruel. He also made it clear she is not to call me anymore and all contact is to go through him. We got the costumes ready and we were prepared for Halloween. She dropped the girls off and informed us that one of the girls had a cold and she didn't want them to get a cold too, as it would make it worse, and it kind of seemed pleased like this would put an end to our plans. When she left, they tried to insist that they were okay to go out even though they were sick, but we weren't able to risk making them more ill, so my husband and I came up with another plan. We all got dressed up in our costumes, of course. We ordered pizza and watched movies. All 4 of us greeted many trick-or-treaters in our costumes so we could be seen, and we also had a tub full of water and had bobbing for apples competition. It wasn't the night we had planned originally, but all was enjoyable despite the little hitch. That's raising children, though. Thank you, everyone, for all your feedback. I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. Honestly, that's so sweet. I'm glad they still did their own thing. I'm upset that the mom seemed happy that her kids were sick on Halloween. I am upset about that. Hot take. Just people like that should not be parents. Just people like that are so petty. Okay, being petty when you're a teenager and maybe early 20s is okay. That's okay. That's okay. Or being petty in certain situations, it's okay. But being just being so petty when it comes to your children, especially, and you're a grown-ass adult, being petty like that, it's shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, okay? You don't deserve to be a parent. You just don't. You just don't. It's so simple as that. You don't deserve to be a parent. Anyway, let's go to the next story. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my friend's husband a useless piece of shit? Right now, I'm on team you are the asshole, but we'll see, okay? My best friend and her husband have 4 kids, 8 female, 6 female, 4 female, and 3 female. My friend's husband is a great dad when someone is there to help. When he's alone with all 4 kids, he gets overwhelmed and freezes. A few weeks ago, my friend was sick, so I brought over dinner. We thought it was just a bad cold. We were eating and my friend went to the bathroom and the 3-year-old followed her. The 3-year-old came running out saying her mom was throwing up. All the kids ran to the bathroom, followed by me and my friend's husband. I helped her clean up while my husband went to go get her nausea medicine and a thermometer. When he came back, I asked him to get the kids out of the bathroom so she can have some space. After we got the kids out, I took her temperature and it came back to 104. So I got her some Tylenol and water. I get back and the kids are in the bathroom again because their dad couldn't keep them away from the bathroom for 2 minutes. I gave her Tylenol and water and she almost starts vomiting again, then passes out. Her husband just stood there while when I was trying to get in a recovery position, get the kids away from her, and call 911. I managed to get them all out of the bathroom, and her husband is coming back every 20 seconds asking if I can call their nanny to help with the kids. If I go to the hospital with her, did I start the dishwasher, or does he need to hand wash the youngest sippy cup? Exec. My friend resigned consciousness. He even started asking her how to do bedtime with the little ones. Did she wash their pajamas yet? Did she get screen time that day, or can he just put on a movie? I told him his husband couldn't hold his hand right now, and he just had to figure it out. He told me he's not usually the one that deals with this, and he's trying his best, and then goes back to asking what the kids like stories, what setting does he need to put the sound machine on, and how do they like their milk? I just snapped at him and told him to figure it out on his own and called him a useless piece of shit. It's been nearly a month and he still acts all pissy with me when I stop by the house. My friend says he'll get over it, but my boyfriend thinks it was unnecessarily rude. He was trying his best. Am I the asshole for calling him a useless piece of shit when he couldn't handle his own kids while his wife was experiencing a medical emergency? I changed my perspective. You are not the asshole. If you are a parent, guys, if you are a parent and you cannot handle your kid, okay, every single one of your kids better be on the spectrum, okay? That is the only reason why I will accept any parent being like, oh, I can't handle my kid. Because if you just have a kid, okay, a kid being on a spectrum, not a bad thing. But it does take a lot more care and just boundaries. It takes a lot more to take care of that kid than just taking care of a kid that just is a kid. And unless every single one of those kids are on the spectrum, you should be able to take care of your kids. I understand the overwhelmed feeling because I get overwhelmed with my little brother. He's autistic and he's 4 years old and he's very rowdy and he just, everything has to be his way and blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that's necessary. My parents do spoil him. He's the youngest and he's 4 years old. But also he's generally just that's him, and he has special, we need to take special care of him. And unless every single one of your kids is that way, because it's hard to just take care of him, so if all of your kids are that way, okay, fine. But if you just have 3 kids and one is 6 years old, I believe, one is 8, one is 6, one is 4, and one is 3. Okay, the 4-year-old and the 3-year-old, okay, fine, because they're toddlers, and toddlers are a lot harder to take care of. That's fine. Your 6-year-old and 8-year-old should not be hard to get out of the bathroom. It should not. You should be able to yell at your damn kids, okay? I'm tired of this gentle parenting where they're like, oh, my kids can never be in trouble. No, your wife was experiencing a medical emergency. It would make more sense if he got overly upset at the kids and that was the problem here. But the problem is he did nothing. He did nothing to keep the kids out for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. And there must be a reason why all those kids went straight to the wife, and the fact that the dad couldn't even figure out the milk for the kid is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because how are you a father and you don't know anything about your kids or how to take care of them? It's no, you're not a father. You're not a father. You better be the full provider of this family, boy. Your wife better, if she has a job, I'm gonna actually riot at this man, okay? Because if he's a full provider and she's the one taking care of these 4 kids, and that's why he doesn't know all this stuff, but he still spends time with his kids because apparently he's a good dad when someone else is around. He's a good dad when someone else is around. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if he's the full provider. He better be the full provider. She doesn't even have to touch a job, and that's why she's mostly taking care of the kids, because that makes more sense to me. But if not, that's just embarrassing. And the fact that he couldn't handle his own kids while a medical emergency, you can handle anyone's kids if their parent is having a medical emergency. I could handle those 4 kids right now if someone was having a medical emergency. Like, no, I'm about to tell those kids to sit their ass down in front of their tablet.
Y'all get anybody, we knock anybody down, bitch. Y'all get anybody, we knock anybody down, bitch.
Okay, so next we are reading a smaller story. Now, this was just posted 6 hours ago. Am I the a-hole for getting my friend fired from her job? So, my friend and I, 22 female, both work in retail. I had planned for weeks with my boyfriend to go home during the weekend so we can visit my family. 2 weeks ago on Friday, my friend called me and told me that the guy she was speaking had invited her last minute to a dessert party and she wouldn't be able to make her shift, so she asked me to cover it for her. I had that Friday off, and my boyfriend and I were planning on leaving early since the drive is around 4 to 5 hours. I told her I can't cover for her, and she got really upset. She ended up telling our manager that she had a family emergency and said I'd cover for her. Yeah. Ready for what? Go eat. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're about to go get Chinese buffet.
Okay. Yeah, just let me put my shoes on. So when my manager called me and asked me why I wasn't at work since my friend and I would be working her shift, I told her the truth and my friend got fired. Now she's really upset with me because she's saying I threw her under the bus. Am I the a-hole? Alright, sorry guys, I am back. Okay, so my hot take is that you're not the asshole. You're not the asshole because, first of all, you said you had plans. These are plans you made in advance, okay? I understand the frustration when you're... No, I don't. No, I really don't. I only worked at a legit, job, for, 3 months. No, I gotta pipe down. But there was a time my brother got sick, and I had plans already, but he had work, and we worked at the same place at this time, and he had plans already. Well, no, I had plans already, but he was sick, and I had to cancel my plans to cover his shift. So, something like that, okay, that's fine. That's fine, and plus, I was a teenager, I could cancel my plans, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. With this, it's no, your friend is being childish because, first of all, she knew she had work. She got invited to a dessert party. Can you not go after work? Or, would it be over? Even so, it's sometimes you just have to say no to some things, you know? Sometimes you have to say no to, parties and stuff because you have something else to do. You have duties, you have priorities, you have responsibilities. And for you to expect your friend to drop everything to cover your shift is crazy. And to lie to your manager about it and be oh yeah, she said she would do it. To force your friend to do it is crazy. And no, your friend is not the asshole for throwing you under the bus because you're an asshole for throwing your friend under the bus. Okay, comments. Not the asshole. Your friend is not a friend. She lied to you and used you. If anything, she threw you and your workplace under the bus. You had every right to say no. You had plans, and you should tell your boss the truth. She might have some nice qualities, if I were you, I would not consider her a friend anymore. And I absolutely agree. That's BS. That's actually okay. So I have an ex-best friend, right? And there was just so many situations where she would make me do things that I didn't want to do. And okay, I'm not saying she's the villain of the story because she was my favorite person. I have a mental disorder or whatever. She was my favorite person. It's hard to be friends with someone that has you as their favorite person. So no, she was not the villain. The primarily villain, but she was a teenage girl. She was a teenage girl. And, there were situations where she would use me. And it's just if someone uses you, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. Y'all are not friends. They're using you. They're using you. They're using you. Okay. Next comment. Correction. She got herself fired by missing her shift and lying to the boss, not the asshole. OP. She got really upset with me saying, I know how much she liked the boy and how it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Made me feel like I was in the wrong. Ask him on a date. Ask him on a date. He invited you to a dessert party. That's not a date. If you really like this boy, ask him out. Ask him out. You're a grown ass woman. 22? Aren't they 22? Oh, maybe where are their ages? Yeah, they're both 22. You're 22. You can ask him out. You can ask him out. I'm 18. Yeah, sure, I understand us being scared, but like a dinner party, like a dessert party, like bro, he's not trying to like you. Like he didn't even ask you on a date, bro. Okay. The commenter replied, "How's it once in a lifetime? You gotta wake up from these delusional dreams girl is trying to put you in. She's just manipulative loser, and your friendship is probably built around her trying to get on your good side to use you, not genuine feelings. A legit friend wouldn't do this to you. Full stop." Okay, another commenter, she literally the one that threw you under the bus by lying about you to your manager. You didn't throw her under the bus, you told the manager the truth. Don't make her think that you were in the wrong, OP. She did it to herself. How the heck it's a once in a lifetime opportunity? It was just a fucking date. XD. Also block her and unfriend her. She's not a friend at all. And if the boy likes her, he will adjust. You know, because it wasn't even a date. I think it was a party. Right? I think I'm right. Okay, I think it was a party that she got invited to, not a date. Yeah, she was, okay, invited her to a last minute dessert party. It wasn't a date. It wasn't a date. Okay, because like, he could ask her on an actual date. You know, like, if she said no, he would just, if he actually wanted to spend time with her, he could just be like, oh, because you have work. Okay, then let's go on a date when you are also available. Let's go on a date like when you're available. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal. She's 22. He's probably close enough to the age, hopefully. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, like sure. Like I'll go on a date with you. Like at a different time. You know, like let's go on a date at a different time. We can go get coffee or something. You don't have to go to this dessert party with me because you have a shift. It's as simple as that.
Your mother's so old that her breast milk is powdered. You breastfeed like this.